Around 2 million people attended the Notting Hill Carnival. We get an exclusive look from the event's control room on how organisers run Europe's biggest street festival. A very warm welcome to the programme. Great to have you with us. Now, if you were anywhere near Notting Hill this bank holiday weekend, costumes and colour filled the streets as around 2 million people attended Carnival. As the clean-up wraps up, attention is already turning to next year's event and how to fund Europe's biggest street festival. This year, a last-minute bailout covered security costs. The Met says serious incidents were down, although the number of arrests did rise. Our political editor has had exclusive access to the control room overseeing the event.
This is the side of Carnival that most people will be used to. This is the side that most people won't have seen. Carnival being watched over in a basement a few streets away. This is known as the Event Liaison Team. And for the first time, they've let cameras in to see what goes on here. In the room here are Carnival organisers, the Met Police, the ambulance service, fire brigade and local authorities, monitoring every move on the route, checking on the build-up of crowds, how the parade is progressing.
In this room is a mixture of our security, our controllers and Met Police. So it's a collaboration.
Ian Comfort chairs Notting Hill Carnival. This year they were bailed out with an extra £1 million for security and safety measures. You asked for quite a bit of money.
Yep.
You got some of it.
We got some of it.
And what did you spend it on?
We spent money this year on technology, which is what you're seeing here, and we've spent money this year on people. So that's the two. So in here, we've got crowd experts. They cost money. We've got there, and we've got technology. In addition to what I've just shown you now, we've got our own cameras over the footprint.
The other thing I found interesting about what you said, you have kind of mood spotters.
We've got behaviour experts on the ground. We're working alongside the bronze sub-commanders from the police and along our crowd management team. We've got people observing the mood, and they're specially trained people who've got qualifications in behaviour management.
Each lorry on the route has GPS on it so it can be monitored. Each sound system is in radio contact with this base. And new this year, these signs to manage the flow of crowds and help prevent crushes, all controlled in real time from this desk in the basement.
There have been a number of initiatives that we've been looking at, so there's additional stewards, for example, that are on over the weekend, which means that we can divert police back into their core roles. We've spoken about the crowd monitoring cells to look at real-time sort of crowd issues so we can make direct interventions around that. We're looking at additional screens to help people who are here to have a great time, to provide them with key messages.
This year too, police used live facial recognition cameras on routes into Carnival. They say it led to 50 of the 420 arrests. A challenging day too for London's ambulance service, with nearly 200 staff on duty.
All of the agencies that are working together to deliver a safe carnival are sort of in this room together. And that's the real aim of the Event Liaison Team setup, is so that we can kind of co-locate in order to coordinate and communicate across different organisations.
An operation like this is expensive though. Each day there are 7,000 police officers on duty, costing more than £12 million. The stewarding and extra safety measures cost £3 to £4 million more. Only a last-minute grant from City Hall and the two local councils meant this year's event could go ahead safely.
Yes, we have had funding, and the organisers have implemented recommendations, but that came late in the day, so we have to be realistic that not all of those risks are going to be mitigated. But going into Carnival yesterday and also today, crowd safety and crowd density issues remain a significant concern.
Before Carnival, its chair had written to Lisa Nandy, the Culture Secretary, asking for £2 million to help fund the event. That fell on deaf ears this year.
I'd hope I wouldn't renew the letter. I'd hope I could meet Lisa Nandy and discuss our need.
How did she respond to your last letter?
Her last letter was that she understood the issue, but it wasn't a matter for the Department for Culture, Media and Sport. It was a matter for, I think, the police.
You're hoping to change her mind?
I would hope she would understand it's a cultural institution and that investment from the Arts Council and DCMS is critical to its survival, really.
Expect more of this sort of lobbying in the months ahead as organisers set about planning next year's Carnival. Carl Mercer, BBC London.
So Carl there, taking a look at how Carnival was organised and run this year. But another big effort over the weekend is, of course, Carnival clean-up. Frankie McCamley is in Ladbroke Grove tonight with more on that. Hi, Frankie.
Hi Riz, good evening. Well, many of you who were here over the weekend may notice it is looking somewhat different here today. We had hundreds of thousands of people filling these streets wearing those beautiful costumes full of colour, celebrating Notting Hill Carnival. But today, the clean-up operation has taken place. And just to give you an insight as to what's happened, around 180 people were brought in last night at about 9:30. They've all worked through the night until 6 o'clock this morning, removing, can you believe it, more than 300 tons of rubbish. Now, that clean-up operation hasn't quite finished yet. Over the coming days and weeks, there's still a lot of jet washing that needs to take place. There's still barriers that need to be removed and some flags still flying high. There's also lots of graffiti removal that needs to take place too, to make sure this area is returned back to normal, Riz.
Good evening. At times there were fears the 57th Notting Hill Carnival could be the last. After a murder in 2024 and a whirlwind of negative publicity, police knew the reputation of Europe's largest street party was on the line. Well, this morning the numbers were in and City Hall are hailing it as a success. Arrests were up, but violent disorder was down. Organisers know there's still work to do, but as Cafe Pata reports, this year's carnival has gone some way to repairing the reputational damage.
The clean-up after Carnival, but the festival vibes still fill these streets. Did you go to Carnival this year?
Yes, I did, both days. It's brilliant.
I loved it. I enjoyed every moment of it. There was no trouble. I didn't see no fights. Portobello's Portobello, Notting Hill's Notting Hill.
Over 2 million people attended Carnival this year, Londoners and beyond.
We came from Germany and we were really shocked. So we knew that there was a bank holiday, but we did not expect that it would be so colorful and so many people.
It was amazing.
Yes, it was. It was a great experience. Overall, the culture, the food, everything was pretty good.
And I'm hearing a Yankee American accent. Did you guys come all the way just for Carnival?
We did, yes.
Yes. All the way from New York, yes.
Also in attendance and in vast numbers were the police. For the first time as part of their public safety operation, facial recognition cameras were deployed to help combat crime. There were some fears and concerns entering Carnival this year, calls for it to be cancelled, especially given the murder of Cher Maximen, a mother who was fatally stabbed at the event last year. This time, however, the police say things were considerably less violent. There were 528 arrests compared to the 359 last year. However, fewer arrests for violent crimes. 50 arrests for carrying an offensive weapon, 72 last year. 55 for assault on a police officer versus the 53 the year before. These are numbers Scotland Yard seem to be proud of. But for Carnival critics, it was one arrest too many.
A lot of it is a result of the preemptive work that was done, the screening arches that were put in place, the orders that were taken by the court to stop certain people attending, and the intelligence-led searches and arrests before Carnival as well.
Of course, some people would say the very fact that there were arrests, that there were police officers assaulted, the very fact that people were found there carrying knives just goes to show it's not safe.
No, I don't agree with let's do things to the Carnival that stop it being that incredible celebration in that part of London about the Caribbean community and culture that absolutely needs to stay where it is.
Today, the council embark on their clean-up operation. Over 300 tons of rubbish to be collected. The lingering question of the future of Carnival still remains.
And Kath's here. So, Kath, fewer violent incidents than last year. Will that go some way to silencing its critics?
Well, Yasmin, one of the biggest critics have been the Police Federation. This time round, they've been uncharacteristically quiet. I did ask them what they made of this year's Carnival, and the line from them was, I believe, it was no comments. In terms of the future of Carnival, there are no plans to cancel it as of yet. City Hall are calling for extra funding from the government to ensure levels of violence stay down.